When is Ozark coming back? The final season will resume sooner than you probably think. The following story contains spoilers, huge spoilers. Stop reading if you haven't watched. For Ozark Season 4, Part 1. Seriously, the first half of Ozark's fourth and final season is now out. And while those 7 episodes of money laundering, drug growing, cartel scheming dramas sure feel like a full season in and of itself with one hell of a cliffhanger included, the good news is that the second half of the final season isn't lagging too far behind. The final season of Ozark is being split into 2 parts of 7 episodes each, and part 2 will be hitting the service sooner rather than later. The show has told quite the long and twisty story, but has come on as strong as ever in its last few seasons. Anyone who's stuck it through with Ozark all the way to season 4 will certainly be pleased. The show has developed its characters well, and the first part of the season has been filled with high-stakes drama. If you dare look away for even a minute, you risk missing something that could wind up changing everything. Which is not to say that Ozark has lost its charm, either. The show is serious, for certain, but it still has Jason Bateman in the lead role that's usually good for a laugh-aloud moment or two every couple of episodes with his signature dry wit. Anyway, you're not watching Ozark for the jokes, you're here for the drama. And here's what we know about its return. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Another of Netflix's biggest shows, Money Heist, got the 2-part final season treatment last year. The first part of the season was released in September, and then second part was released in December. Netflix also split its revival of Unsolved Mysteries in 2 back in 2020. The first bunch of episodes came out in July, while the second grouping followed in October. So, based on some of this evidence, we can expect the final season of Ozark to return somewhere in the range of 3 months down the line, maybe either March, April, or May. What will season 4, Part 2 of Ozark be about? Now that you've watched season 4, Part 1, you should have a pretty good idea. The Birds have successfully navigated their way out of the cartel business, though they've seen Omar Navarro essentially toppled in the meantime. We don't know quite why Maya Miller went rogue and blew everything up, with the much more dangerous Javi now both controlling the cartel and working with the FBI. It almost felt like time for the Birds to drive off into the sunset, until Javi decided to be a complete loose cannon, meeting Darlene Snell and Wyatt Langmore at their home just after their impromptu marriage. Javi shot them both dead, angered that they didn't listen to his order to stop selling heroin. Ruth got home and found their bodies. She didn't particularly care that Darlene was finally disposed of, and we can't really blame her, but she was 100% heartbroken and shaken that poor Wyatt was taken out. She called Frank Jr. As the two now have a good relationship, but he swore he wasn't responsible, and she believed him. Next stop, the birdhouse. Ruth came in rightfully furious, and, man, Julia Garner was acting her ass off. The birds played dumb, until Jonah, with his rebellious streak, told Ruth all about Javi. Marty and Wendy warned Ruth not to mess with Javi, but she's furious and probably doesn't give a shit. Ruth has lost Ben, she's lost her dad, her uncle, her cousin, and best friend, and doesn't have much left to lose at this point. She's got a grudge, and Season 4, Part 2, is going to be the season of the Ruth.